anyone let you know before you came in what was on the schedule today? They tipped you off, didn't they? Yes, indeed. It is 333 questions with 3 different kinds of material and 3 different sections of questions. 100, 111 each. I have to say the first section can be a little questionably masochistic at times, but it's fun, only good fun. The second is very creative and imaginative, and the third is a little normy, but you need that as a good palate cleanser, right? Oh, you want the ins and the outs of the sections, do you? Well, the first section is full of those open-ended, a bit intimate, thought-provoking, deep questions that you answer at your leisure as intensely or surface as your little heart desires. Written in pencil, of course, with this lovely clipboard. Oh gosh, that sound. It's enough to write home about. After that, we will be nosediving into those would-you-rather questions, at which point the pen will make an appearance. The absolute best kind of pen ever, my favorite. And we will end with a little typing. This or that keys. Oh, yes. Yes, indeedy. It is a question marathon that we are about to start running together. And I knew that you had the endurance, you had the motivation, you had the chutzpah. Yeah, I knew you were the one for this. All right, enough dilly-dallying. Let's dive right in. What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten for breakfast? Right. What was the worst haircut that you had? Do you have any crazy roommate stories? Have you ever lied about an interest or talent to impress someone? If your best friend picked a tattoo for you to get, what would they pick? If you could eliminate one food so that no one would eat it ever again, what would you pick to destroy? If you could only eat at one restaurant forever, what would it be? If you were trying out for a singing reality show, what song would you sing? If you could switch places with anyone in your family for a day, who would it be? Who is your craziest relative? What did you get into the most trouble for with your parents as a kid? If you could be reincarnated as any animal, what would it be? If you could be invisible for a day, what would you do? Have you ever gotten super lost? What happened? What is your signature dance move? What would you call that? What is your greatest nightmare? I'm scared. Let's make things lighter again. In your opinion, what's the funniest word in the English language? What game show would you be great at? What invention do you think will be popular in 20 years? If the title of your autobiography is the name of your favorite guilty pleasure, what would it be? If you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance theme song? What's the best prank you've ever played on someone? Have you ever blamed a fart on someone else? Whose was it? What's a pickup line that actually works for you? Not that you're not a pickup artist. You clearly are, but what's your go-to? What's your strangest talent? For real? You're gonna have to show me that someday. Do you play video games on your phone? What's the worst thing you have ever smelled? If all your clothes had to be one color forever, which color would you choose? If you had to be transformed into one household item, what would it be and why? If you had to use a fake name, which fake name would you choose? Do you speak a second language? Have you ever pretended you didn't see somebody to avoid talking to them? How do you keep up with what's going on in the world? How often do you work from bed? How do you feel about a 4-day work week? If there were no dress code, how would you dress for work? If you could be guaranteed one thing in life, what would it be? could choose your age forever, one age, which age would you choose and why? If you could eliminate one thing from your daily routine, what would it be and why? Which book changed your life the most? What is one thing your younger self would have never imagined you doing now? What is the worst job you've ever heard of? What band would you be embarrassed to admit you listen to? What's one frequently used word that you can't stand? What's one piece of advice you wish you'd gotten sooner? If you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? How do you like your eggs? How many cups of coffee do you have in the morning? Should pineapple go on pizza? Is cheesecake a cake or a pie? What commercial jingle gets stuck inside your head all the time? What are you looking forward to in the next month? What are you most grateful for? What was something great that happened to you this week? was the first concert you ever went to? When was the last time you listened to the sound of your own breathing? What is the most desirable trait that another person can possess? What personal prisons have you built out of your own fears? If you had to remove one feeling, which one would you choose? What is something you consider yourself very bad at? What are you good at? What is your favorite thing to do outside? If you had to brush a wild animal's teeth, which wild animal would you choose? If you could instantly make any one species go extinct by saying their name, which species would you choose? If you could find a cure for a disease, which one would you want to cure? What are you interested in that most people aren't? If you were a ghost and could possess people, what would you make them do? What's the coldest you've ever been? If your hands were frozen in one position or gesture, which position would you want them stuck in? What's the funniest thing you've done or had happen while your mind was wandering? What would it be about if you could create a new cult? If you could upload your consciousness into a machine before you die, would you do it? If you woke up one morning in the year 2000, what would you do? What would you do if Donald Trump suddenly appeared in your toilet? Alright, let's bring it back down to earth. What's the difference between living and existing? Who do you love? And what are you going to do about it? Do you ask enough questions? Or do you settle for what you know? What would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you? If you had to live your life experiencing only one season, spring, summer, fall, winter, which one would you choose? If you could put wings on any wingless animal, which animal would you choose? What would you say to scare someone who didn't know you? If you could erase one thing from existence, even the memory of the thing, what would it be? What would you do if you were suddenly given world-class hacking knowledge and ability? If you were tasked with making school more fun, but it still had to be effective at teaching students, what would you change? You can transport one furious elephant to any point in history. Where would you put it? Yes, a furious elephant. Okay. If you could know the truth behind any one secret or mystery, which would it be? If extra lives were a real thing in this world, how would you get them? How would the world change if there was no internal monologue and every thought was spoken out loud? Would you take a weekend job for $20,000 a year to be a human scarecrow and chase birds from fields? If aliens took over and humans were put in zoos, what would you want in your zoo enclosure? What would you do if you knew that you would go blind in 2 months? If you could change the sounds your body makes, burp, fart, yawn, sneeze, etc., what new sound effects would replace the normal sounds of your body? Please make the sounds and then spell them out for me. Thank you. How do you spell that? hand. Ah, it's a silent H. Okay. Okay. What would be great and what would be horrible about all humans having translucent skin and muscles so that you could see all the organs working? Translucent skin, organs and muscles. What's great, what's not so great about that predicament? And not so great. What would you do if you fell into a gorilla's enclosure? If you could get every country and every person in the world to work on one project or one goal, what would it be? What would you do if all the electricity in the world just stopped? If all animals became as intelligent as humans and were miraculously able to speak, which jobs would be best suited to which animals? Start with 3. And a 3rd. What kind of movie or TV show would you make if money or skill was no object? If you had an animal or plant renamed in your honor, what would you want to carry your name? What movie-worthy heist would you pull if you knew in the end you would get away with it? If you had to join the circus, what kind of performer would you be? If you could choose what the next crazy health trend would be, what health trend would you choose? What is your favorite number? Why? Should kidneys be able to be bought and sold? What would a world populated by clones of you look like? If you could change what people say after someone sneezes, what would the funniest thing be to make them say? When did something start out badly for you, but in the end, it was great? What's your cure for hiccups? If you could put just one word into any document in history, what word would you choose? And where would you put it? What unethical experiment would have the largest positive impact on society as a whole? We have finished our first phase of 111 open-ended, intimate, deep, personal questions with the pencil. And now we are going to be transitioning into our second phase of 111 would you rather questions with pen. Would you rather questions. These are much more difficult than last time. I couldn't choose between them, so I compiled them for you. I know you love a good challenge. You're a much greater warrior than I when it comes to the would you rathers. I knew you would get a good chuckle and, at times, knee-jerk reaction to these. They're a little masochistic. They can be intense. We all need a good shock at times, right? I'd like to give you that shock in a safe way through questions and answers. I've got the pen, and I would say try to give me your instant gut reaction to these. It's better that way. Don't dwell on it. Don't overthink it. I mean, one or two maybe. But would you rather start a colony on another planet or be the leader of a small country on Earth? Whenever you're ready. Would you rather have one nipple or two belly buttons? Realize halfway through a date that there's something in your nose, or that your zipper was open the whole time. Give up showering for a month, or give up the internet for a month. Find a hair in your last bite of sandwich, or a bug at the bottom of your drink. Have all the traffic lights you approach be green, or never have to wait in line again. Laugh whenever you're sad, or cry like a baby when you're happy. Be a dragon or be a unicorn. Have skin that changes color based on your emotions, or tattoos that appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday. Get burps that smell like donuts, or farts that emit rainbow clouds. Have a rewind or pause button for your life. Fly everywhere you want, or be invisible. Have eyes the size of a baseball, or eyes the size of a pea. Be immortal or have 9 lives. Have a horse's tail or a unicorn horn. Explore space or explore the ocean. Read your partner's mind or have a partner that can read your mind. Never read another book or never hear another song. Be unable to say what you think or always have to say what you think. Have a cat with a dog's personality, or have a dog with a cat's personality. Have everything you've ever wanted but die in 1 year, or live your life as it is now. Stop climate change or end all wars on Earth. Live in a cave or a treehouse. Live in isolation or face your biggest fear once a month. Be able to talk to your 70-year-old self, or be able to talk to your 5-year-old self again. Get sprayed by a skunk, or stung by a whole wasp's nest. have no thumbs, or only have thumbs. Be covered in scales or covered in fur. Sell all of your possessions or sell one of your organs. Wake up as a new random person every year and have complete control over them. Or spend a day inside a stranger once a week without having any control over them. Be permanently thirsty or permanently nauseous. Be able to speak all human languages or talk to animals. Find true love or cure cancer. Eat the same thing every day, but never have to pay for your food. Or eat whatever you want, but have to pay twice as much. Be the first to die from your friends, or the last to die from your friends. Have the same haircut, or have the same phone forever. Fight one human-sized cat, or 10 cat-sized humans. Be able to fly at walking speed, or run at the speed of cars. Have no elbows, or no knees. Be forced to dance every time you hear music, or sing along to every song you hear. Be handcuffed to your worst enemy for life, or be separated from your entire family. Drink all your meals from baby bottles, or wear diapers for a week. Have dry eyes or a runny nose for the rest of your life. Not be able to talk or not be able to walk. Spend the rest of your life always cold, or spend the rest of your life exhausted. Have every movie spoiled for you before you watch it, or not be able to watch a new film until it's been released for a year. Discover something tremendous and spread it, or discover something evil and prevent it. Recycle human poop as a profession for the rest of your life, or work with dangerous and explosive chemicals for the rest of your life. Always be 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early. Live in a house full of cheese or chocolate. Never be able to feel emotions or never be able to show emotions. Meet the devil or meet God. Never have to sleep again, or never have to go to the bathroom again. Dance in front of 5,000 people, or sing in front of 5,000 people. Have everyone know about your finances, or have everyone know a detailed account about your romantic life. Always have a rock in your shoe, or always have an eyelash in your eye. Get 10 mosquito bites, or 1 bee sting. Live in a castle, or live in a spaceship. Lick the bottom of your shoe, or the big toe of a stranger. Never again experience an awkward moment, or receive $100 for every embarrassing moment you experience. Be able to breathe underwater, or walk on water. Sneeze jelly beans, or have your tears taste like chocolate. Find out how you'll die, or when you'll die. Get paid for reading books, or watching TV. Take cold showers every day for the rest of your life, or only eat cold food for the rest of your life. Try to survive in the desert with your friends, or live in a reality TV show house for 5 years with your friends. Have everyone required to wear identical silver jumpsuits, or anytime 2 people meet and are wearing an identical article of clothing, they must fight to the death. Be physically clumsy, or socially awkward. Kick a wall with a toothpick in your toenail, or jump in a pool of lemon juice with paper cuts all over your body. Give up social media, or eat the same dinner for the rest of your life. Own a key that can open any door for you, or be able to visit any place you want. Be able to communicate with fish or with birds. Return to your childhood, or return to a past life. Lie to your partner, or lie to your best friend. Watch an amazing movie alone in a movie theater, or watch a terrible movie in the theater with your friends. Look young for the rest of your life, or never get sick for the rest of your life. Receive a letter every day from someone you don't know, or receive a letter once a year from someone you care for. Be bad at something you love doing, or the best at something you hate doing. Ride a donkey, or ride a deer. Wear swimsuits every day, or wedding dresses every day. Go to the gym once in a while, or exercise every day at home on your own. Stop talking to your parents, or stop talking to your best friend. Make a grand entry to your birthday party, or a silent entry to your birthday party. Be a wizard or a vampire. Have a pillow fight or a food fight. Live in a forest with your favorite animals, or live in a mountain with the fairies. Meet your favorite superhero, or meet your favorite cartoon character. Work with someone you despise, or lose your job. Choose your life partner, or let your family choose your life partner for you. Wake up in a dark forest, or wake up on a deserted beach. Drink from the bathtub, or drink from a flower vase. Stop washing your face for the rest of your life, or stay locked in a dark room for 2 months. Not be able to cut your hair, or not be able to cut your nails for the rest of your life. Find all your missing items, or win the lottery. Feel like someone is searching for you, or be followed by a monster. Make all your dreams come true, or be able to fulfill everyone's needs. Eat raw garlic, or eat a raw potato. Be afraid of clowns, or be afraid of dolls. Have allergies only on your face, or on your whole body. Own a time machine, or a lie detector. Eat dry and cold pasta, or melted ice cream. Have a funny name that everyone makes fun of, or a difficult name that no one can pronounce. Not have eyelashes, or not have nails. Find bugs in your bed, or lizards in your kitchen. Be stuck in traffic for hours, or be stuck in the shopping mall for hours. Eat cat food for a day, or fish food for a day. Sneeze every time you lie, or cough every time you behave rudely. Only be able to write via emojis, or lose the ability to write. Have shiny tears, or sparkly blood. Have a tail, or a third arm. Have the ability to teleport, but always end up in awkward situations. Or be able to time travel, but only to boring moments in history. that I must choose between, and it freaks me out. Although sparkly blood would be really cool. And it would be nice to be a dragon. Well, that means it's time for our final batch of questions. 111, this or that, with keys. Let's go. This or that time, this or that. This or that time, this or that. Postcard or souvenir? Hammock or lawn chair? Big city or small town? Tree or flower? Brand name or generic? Call or text? Shower or bath? Drive fast or slow? Space or the ocean? Comedy or drama? Running or hiking? Horse or dog? Library or museum? 1969 or 2069? House or apartment? Bunny or squirrel? Opera or jazz? Clarinet or tuba? Alice in Wonderland or Peter Pan? Hot air balloon or pirate ship? Long hair or short hair? Snow angel or igloo? Laundry or dishes? Markers or crayons? Hair or teeth? Think or feel? Quiet or loud? Optimism or pessimism? Paint or draw? Fast forward or rewind? Rake or shovel? Couch or bed? Repair or buy? Horse or motorcycle? Spirit or science? Sprinkler or pool? Shooting stars or lightning? Hats or gloves? Windows or doors? Speeding ticket or parking ticket? Cold plunge or sauna? Indoors or outdoors? Pineapple or pepperoni? Sunrise or sunset? Procrastinate or initiate? Stutter or stumble? Jumping jacks or the splits? Whine or sulk? Punch or kick? Sticky or itchy? Naked or afraid? Flirt or love? Ignorance or transparency? Teach or learn? Drive or fly? Board games or video games? Visual or verbal? Vegetarian or meat eater? Up early or up late? Weekends or holidays? Win or lose? Fall or or spring, Hades or Persephone, Greece or Rome, presents or pastries, cabana or cabin, gas or electric, bloat or burb, ocean or mountains, road trip or direct flight, cuddle or sleep, compliment or confession, grizzly bear or crocodile, Jupiter or Venus, hybrid or remote, follower or leader, boat or plane, physical or mental, jigsaw puzzle or chess, lie or steal, tickle or tingle, faith or reason, look or leap, drink or smoke, broccoli or squash, tent or cabin, tea or coffee, eggs or pancakes, bob or weave, pencil or pen, satin or fur, left side of the bed or the right, dinosaurs or giants, rhyme or sing, flying carpet or rabbit's foot, fruit or vegetables, pet snake or pet turtle, hat or headband, lights or candles, hero or villain, hotel or hostel, espresso or cappuccino, plants or flowers, lotion or oil, dictionary or encyclopedia, angel or devil, shortcuts or journeys, night out or night in, food truck or diner, truth or illusion. Nicely done, nicely done, nicely done. That was a question marathon, and we made it through to the end. I love doing these questionnaires with you. And if it was a little loud this evening, I apologize. It is the winter, and in our questionnaire corner, the leaves which once padded the noise of the highway have fallen to the ground. So now there is quite a performance of vibrations outside the window from time to time. So if those did interfere with your decision making, I deeply apologize. Luckily, the seasons work in a cycle, so we will have our summer